Hello, this is Sekou Radio. Today, Monday afternoon in Sarasota, raining day, and we have a good guest today, great guest, KATHERINE Norman. KATHERINE specialized in digital marketing. KATHERINE, I didn't get to read your bio, but would you please introduce yourself to the radio listener, to our audience?
Yes, hello, my name is KATHERINE,
yes.
And I am so pleased to be talking with you today, Sekou. Thank you for inviting me to be interviewed. And a little bit about my background is I've been a holistic marketing professional specifically for the past 4 years, where I've specialized in businesses in my area, Sarasota, Florida, and some clients nationally, where I promote health and wellness products as well as holistic practitioners, businesses on social media and various digital media platforms. And so I've been a marketing professional for almost 8 years now, and specifically working in the holistic market for 4.
Okay. Now, today we're going to talk about the importance of digital marketing, and specifically we're going to talk about Facebook. Facebook has been this big kahuna, and as you know, Facebook has created some revolution, the Arab Springs, some revolution in Tunisia, in Libya, in Egypt, even in Armenia. Some event has Facebook signature mark behind it. So can you tell the audience the importance of Facebook today around the world, how important it is?
I think that particularly right now, while we all experience social distancing, where the literal only way we can connect is through various virtual platforms, I can't really, the importance of Facebook can't be overstated. There is an amazing potential for entire populations, like you're talking about, to be mobilized to change and to be able to connect in that way, in a quick and way that's now real time and live, and the way that that's been motivating people to get involved socially in their communities or internationally and to come together in important and crucial causes is a fascinating aspect of social media. A lot of what I do is based in making a significant change with the way that people think about personal care products, natural health, holistic health, and the way that we can promote our well-being naturally goes against a lot of what is conventional wisdom. So it's a wonderful way to be able to connect with people that have that insight all over the world, to be able to connect with real information about natural health. That wouldn't be possible if we were restricted to communicating with people only within our communities. And when communities and nations can be in connection in real time, then they can have such transformative experiences because of their connection on social media. So that's definitely fascinating. And Facebook is it continues to be the leading platform of connection for the majority of people around the world. So it continues to set a lot of precedence in that regard.
Great. When you say leading platform, do we have an idea how many billions of people are on Facebook today, an estimate?
Yes. So there's 3 billion monthly active users on Facebook every month.
3 billion. Wow.
Yeah. And that just continues to go up every year. Now, there are other platforms that are coming close to Facebook, like Instagram and Twitter, and in certain markets, those platforms are more specific to the goals of a specific brand or person. But overall, more people use Facebook than any other social media platform by far. So every day, there's 1.49 billion daily active users.
Wow. And then they can also communicate in many different ways. They can make even phone call, text each other, send the pictures, right?
Very true. Very true. Yes, absolutely. I mean, Facebook is really trying to make the entire connection process possible through their platform to make FaceTime or Snapchat or other platforms. Yeah, they're constantly innovating to incorporate other types of connectivity within Facebook so that users will continue to be engaged and active there as they have been. Absolutely.
They were even considering creating their own currency, money. Is that true?
I actually have read about that, but there's tons of possibilities. I mean, I read something very interesting recently where it was maybe 6 months ago where Facebook was considering taking off likes, or Instagram was thinking about taking off likes and experimenting with not allowing people to like the content or not. But I haven't heard about that currency. Well, I mean, currently you can pay through Facebook, and a lot of commerce takes place on Facebook. So it wouldn't be a stretch to have Facebook have some kind of holding account where you could just have Facebook money available to you to make other purchases. So I wouldn't doubt that was coming, or is potentially already available.
So with all these possibilities, Facebook can be used positively. It can be used negatively. It has triggered some revolution in some countries, on some continents.
Right.
As a way to control that, are we giving a lot of power to Facebook owner or Facebook company?
Mhm. I think the best way to control any kind of negative influences on social media is to treat it like an interaction that was taking place in real life, and the way that you would interact with people in real life. I think that all users need to bear in mind at all times that what you're looking at is not real life, and that it's a digital platform snapshot curated to a certain goal and aesthetic by the person posting it, and also, of course, by Facebook. So what you're viewing cannot be mistaken for real life. At the same time, whatever something is said on Facebook should be taken at face value and should be researched just like any other information that was word of mouth. And I think that sometimes people can feel that sharing outside of themselves on a platform like Facebook that just requires them to basically put forth their content from their own profile, but they get this collective platform to say it where everybody might actually get a chance to view it. Just because it's on this platform doesn't legitimize it in any way. And there's never been more false news circulation than ever before. It's unprecedented, the amount of false information being widely circulated, and to a paradoxical, polarized degree and effort in various groups that is extremely negative. So people need to make sure that they are constantly fact-checking what's been showing to them on Facebook, especially before sharing. And keep in mind that that's a digital snapshot and not actual real life. At the same time, there shouldn't be mudslinging negativity and commenting across this platform in comments on posts or as posts themselves that is outrightly derogatory, inflammatory, or insulting to any other individual, much like you wouldn't do in real life. And I think that Facebook interactions can normalize that amount of vitriol in different discussions to an extremely negative degree that pervades into real life interactions. So I think those are very important considerations to keep in mind when thinking about Facebook, what positives and negatives.
So does that mean you're talking about fake news? A lot of fake news is happening on Facebook.
Right. Like, just because something is shared on Facebook does not mean that it's true and should be shared, or that you can just read a headline and think that you know enough about a topic to make an informed decision. There are many media interests that desire only to polarize groups of individuals in our country, all countries, the world, to a specific end goal that isn't necessarily representative of the person involved in the understanding of that topic. And so because they're so deliberately misleading, people need to understand that Facebook polarizes their data and causes them to view inflammatory things because it's what causes the most engagement, which helps their algorithm. And a lot of this is discussed in a really amazing documentary on Netflix, which was doing a snapshot of the election. Do you know this, Sekou?
No, can you elaborate on that, please?
Yes, I will.
Netflix documentary. Can you? Yeah.
I'm going to Google it right now while I'm just to tell you what it exactly is.
Well, what is
Yes, it's about it's a snapshot of how the election was influenced by people by Facebook, and how we really had the first taste of how terrible and influential Facebook could be in political situations that ultimately we all have to live with. So the documentary, it talks about how data is collected and used so that to influence people, and how much it influenced our last election in the United States. And the name of it I'll find in a second, but it goes into a lot of depth of how it's called The Great Hack. So it's a documentary that explains about how people are using data to specifically cause reactions, even knowing that it was all false, were influencing the election in the United States in 2016. So it's definitely worth a look at if you're interested in.
So on the Netflix, what's the title? The Great Hack?
Yes, it's called The Great Hack. And what I was saying about how people utilize the Facebook is showing you as the user certain information, and the information that you get shown is deliberately designed to cause an engagement, which is like a like or an unlike or a reaction or a comment, because that's the goal of Facebook, is to help people engage and interact. But the negative side of that can be that you are viewing content that's naturally inflammatory or provocative, because that's what gets the most engagement. And so as your data becomes more polarized by your everyday decisions and engagements on Facebook, you have to be even more mindful that everything that you see is polarized. It's not the whole story. It's biased. You know, your media becomes more and more biased based on your own views and your own viewpoint. So it's even more important to do extra research to make sure that you're not just reading a headline that reinforces your value system that you already have, but that you are taking the time to make sure that that headline doesn't contain information that's not necessarily factual before you hit share just because you like the headline. So The Great Hack explains a lot more about how those types of interactions take place on Facebook and how your data can become so skewed.
So Is this has to do with Russian tampering with our elections? Is this what